Hey guys, Ms. Williams here. This is a video lesson on how to use proportions to solve word problems. So here on this page in your packet, I go over the steps for how to solve a word problem using proportions. First, we're going to read the problem and determine the two situations. Then we're going to write a proportion with a missing part. Write the first ratio based on the first situation, and then write the second ratio based on the missing part. Make sure that you've lined up your units across from each other, and then you solve the proportion with cross multiplication and division, and you've got the answer. Make sure that you include your units. Okay, so here in the notes, it goes through two examples on how to set this up. So I'm going to go through one of them, and then I'm going to do one that doesn't have the work already done. So here, if we read the problem, we're looking for two different situations. One where we're given the rate, and then one where something is missing. So it says, if 64 feet of rope weighs 20 pounds, this is our first given relationship. We know that 20 pounds of rope weighs, we know that 64 feet of rope weighs 20 pounds. So then the next scenario is we need to find out how much will 80 feet of rope weigh. So these are going to then be set up in a proportion. So this first situation happens right here. And whatever we had listed first goes on the top, and whatever we have listed second goes on the bottom, although it really doesn't matter as long as you have things lined up. When I put my second situation over here, first I would set up with my equal sign and my other division bar, and then I know that the information I'm given in the problem is the 80 feet. So I'm going to put that over here on the right-hand side, and I just need the feet across from the feet. And then my x, which is my unknown, how much will it weigh, goes down here in the bottom. And then I'm just going to cross multiply the 20 times 80, because that's the diagonal I know, and then divide by 64 to find the value right here, which is going to be 25 pounds. Okay, so this one down here you can look at. It's giving you something similar. This part right here in the middle, I'm not talking about right now because that explains how the algebra works. And we're not addressing that in 6th grade, although if you're interested, come see me. I'll help you understand that. Okay, so on the next page here, we're given a situation, but it's not spelled out for us. So I'm going to help you set this up and show you how to solve it. So it says Jamie can type 243 words in 3 minutes. So this is our given rate. How many words can she type in 10 minutes? So that's our other situation, and it only has the minutes. It doesn't have how many words. So when I go to set up my proportion, I know I'm going to have two ratios on each side set equal to each other. I'm going to start with my given one, 243 words in 3 minutes. So I always put whatever I'm given first on the top, and then I'm going to put words for W for words. It's important that you write your units so that you make sure that things get set up in the right spot. So 243 words for 3 minutes, and then over here, how many words can she type in 10 minutes? So this 10 minutes is my known factor, and it needs to go across from the minutes that I have here on the bottom. So this is going to be the 10 on the bottom with the unknown up here. And then I look and see which diagonal do I know both values of, and it's this one. So I'm going to do 243 times 10, and then I'm going to divide by 3. So I'm going to grab my calculator right here, and I've got 243 times 10 gives me 2,430, and then I divide that by 3, and I get 810. So this missing number is 810 words in 10 minutes. Okay, so as you go through the next few pages, it gives you a lot of practice for setting up these proportions. Let me check my time here. I am about done, okay? So I'm just going to set this one up for you. As I read, it says if 6 boxes hold 72 bobbleheads, so I have my 6 boxes and my 72 Mr. Seidel bobbleheads, how many boxes are necessary to hold 132 bobbleheads? So the 132 has to go on the bottom, and this is what I'm looking for. So work through these problems, use proportional reasoning, and good luck to you.